some type of machine that's doing something with the magma. And then, like I said, it seems like there's a pool of this molten hot silver. And then these creatures, it looks like they're a mix of like a humanoid type of amphibian and elemental type of salamander or something like that. And they're tending to the machines. And so far they have not noticed you. So let me see if I have maybe I do not have an image for the newts. But it seems like the methods, they were definitely accurate in what they were explaining to you. So yeah, I do have an image. Here's what the fire newts actually look like. Like I said, it's some type of cross between some type of fire lizard and a walking humanoid type of amphibian. They have weapons and shields and belts with pouches and whatnot, and that's what they look like.
This is the point where I start going back. I know I'm in over my head.
Sure. Yeah, and there's over half a dozen of these things, and some of them are walking around, and looks like one of these newts is kind of keeping an eye on the fire newts that are down to the south, and then there's another one that's kind of keeping an eye on the fire newts in the north. You can also see that there's a double set of tracks that go west as well, and then it goes west to like this big entrance to another cavern. So that's everything that you see, Darganoth.
Time to head back and report. If I make it back, okay. Yep.
Oh yeah, you do. Those things don't even notice that you're there, man. There's just so much noise going on, they didn't hear anything.
There's some really weird machines I've never seen before up there, and these giant red walking lizard freak looking things.
Nice, Christy.
Are they the things those smoke methods were talking about?
Maybe. They look like they could be fire something.
Fire newts?
They're about how many feet?
They're a medium-sized creature.
They're
What's the
at
size
least
of you?
they're pretty tall, like about the height of me. I definitely couldn't do anything. There's quite a few of them, like over 6 easily.
What about going to the west, southwest, and bringing the dwarves to help us fight these guys? Didn't they
Have
say the
any
dwarves were
indication
southwest?
that they seen you, did he, Dark?
They didn't seem to. They were just going about their merry way. None of them even looked my direction. I don't think you guys could get past them without being seen, especially Clunky McMedelson over here.
Clunky McMedelson. Yeah, well, Nothray, yeah, the smoke methods did say that there were a couple of dwarves that were being held prisoner and bound up in caves to the west.
I mean, we could try, but I don't think we can get past them without being noticed. I might be able to, but I'm a little afraid of what else I'm going to run into up here.
Let's go back down to the south and take the tracks around to the west and see what we see in that direction.
Ah, yeah, you could do that.
We know where the noise is coming from now.
Yeah, for sure. Is anybody here proficient with metalworking or blacksmithing or anything like that? Negative, Ghost Rider? All right.
I'm not. I'm proficient with spoons, though.
Oh yeah, I've got something for that coming up. You better believe it.
I don't know what they were making, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't spoons.
a fire method spoon of slaying. It's an ice cream spoon.
And if I had a place like this, imagine how many spoons I could make.
Oh, you just wait at me, Barton. You
Mass
just wait.
produced.
So what say you, adventurers? What say you?
What do y'all think? See, should we find the drawers to allow them to extract some vengeance upon these fire newts?
Did
Yeah.
those smoky
good.
things say they were to the southwest or northwest?
They were to the west. They said take the tracks to the west. Which they were probably referring to these tracks here with the green arrow.
Yeah, let's backtrack and go around.
You never know what you're going to run into. I like this though. I kind of like this approach. All right, and we'll say that you guys are cautiously moving through the caverns, and I'll open up more for you guys as well. That way you guys can just kind of keep moving your tokens along. A
Hey,
lot more
Darganeth.
small little caverns, a couple more gantries that you can see.
Want to go have a peek, Darganeth?
I'll walk by Omi singing, "Here I go again on my own."
It's a horrible song, by the way.
That's the noble birthright you got.
Yeah, so he thinks he has, right? so the tracks they actually travel to the south. You can see that there's a sharp bend to them.
You guys see that? These tracks are going south.
They bend to the south, yeah.
We're gonna have to cross those buckets, aren't we?
I don't know. You guys still have to explore.
Well, let's see what Darganeth turns up first.
All right. So something interesting catches your eye. A corridor that's about 10 to 15 foot wide, Darganoth, going south into pure darkness. And not only is there one track, but there's two tracks. And it looks like the other track kind of goes back up. This track here kind of goes back up to the north.
Maybe we can go north up here, guys.
Might be able to. Might not.
Lead on, sneaky, sneaky.
You guys hold off right here for a second.
Yeah. You look back up to the north, and yeah, there's another straight shot, and especially with all of the illumination going on from the lava, yeah, you can see that this bridge goes all the way across into another earthen tunnel ahead. And also on the left you can also see that there are a couple of caverns, also a couple of caves, and it seems like you can hear a like a moan.
All right, guys. I think I found our way past the newts. If I'm picturing this tavern in my head properly, tavern. Wow, this cavern. I think I need a drink. It's hot in here.
I was thinking the same thing.
You can hear a moan. And like I said, down to the south, that double pair of tracks. Just beyond the map too, there's a couple of mine carts that are there. And like I said, this cavern just goes all the way into darkness to where past your dark vision, but it seems like it just continues to go and go and go.
You guys hear that moaning?
Oh, oh.
Ugh, that brings back memories of Brunhilde. Ugh.
Which direction's the moaning coming from?
To the north. It's probably from one of those, probably
Only
from
you
one
know
of
you were
a
the
couple
one
of the
moaning.
caves.
It could be where our dwarven friends are.
I'll go like peek around the corner.
First cave is clear. And glance around, and you don't see. You do see some. You do see manacles that are attached to the earthen wall, sort of as this would be like a makeshift prison. And then in the corridor to the north, there are a couple of dwarves that are tied up and bound and with the manacles, and that's where you hear the moaning. And then you can also, I'll open up the rest of this for you too. You can see the rest here. And there's two prisoners in here. There's a male dwarf and a female dwarf. And at first they don't see you because you're being quite cautious, and they appear to be in pretty bad condition from a first glance there, Darganoth. And it looks like they're dehydrated. It looks like they've been roughed up. They've got bruising on their face. They've got a couple of cuts. Doesn't seem like they've had any food and water because their mouths are all, their lips are all cracked and bleeding from not having any kind of hydration.
I'll throw my hood back like in a rush, and I'll like wave frantically for them to come up as I rush in and start giving them water from my jug of alchemy.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, and actually one of them was actually blindfolded as well.
Of course I'm taking care of the female first. I'm a ladies' man.
You're gonna make
Her beard is thicker than yours.
you're gonna make Christy O'Connor jealous there, man. She's gonna get mad. She's gonna come through that screen at you. So, so these two dwarves, they're in bad shape, and you start to give them water, and they introduce themselves as Laz Drum Thunder and Malkar Stonegrist. And like I said, they're both in bad shape. They're barely hanging on. They're starving. They're dehydrated. They're drinking that water from the alchemy jug as fast as it is producing it, pretty much. And they could use a little bit of TLC, a little bit of healing. Malkor is shuddering uncontrollably, and Malkar is the one that was making all of the moaning noises and stuff. And as you remove the gags from Laz, Laz is the one that's introducing herself, and Malkar. And when you take the gag out of Malkar, the gag ball, Malkar starts to non-stop start to go, oh no, not more, and he's getting louder and louder and louder and louder.
I'll put my finger over my mouth and start, shh. Are there any more of you guys?
Oh no, we're it. We're the last. We're the last ones of the clan. We're the last of the Rockamar clan. Everyone else has left us. They're all around us. They're all around you. Ooh.
Is there anything any of you guys can do for these people? I'm not a healer.
I guess not.
Perhaps. Stand by.
One moment, please.
What are you doing here?
Shh, you gotta stay quiet, man. We're here to help.
Well, do you have any food? I need food. I haven't ate for weeks. And that, coming from a dwarf, that's, usually they're pretty. They've got a lot of fortitude, but these two dwarves, they're in pretty bad shape. One of them's definitely suffering from something too.
Oh, it looks like somebody's doing something maybe down there.
Oh, sorry about that. I accidentally clicked that.
I'll,
I can heal him a little if you want.
Yeah, if you guys got a medicine kit or something like that, you can just use one of your charges on the medicine kit.
And you guys
Yeah.
have food. We got food to give them, right?
yes.
You guys got a whole bag of holding of rations.
Yeah, I'll give him a couple rations until we
Bigging 'em
can
down.
ascertain what is medically causing them duress, or are they just malnutritioned and are starving.
Well, why don't
what
you
the
give me a
deal
medicine
is.
check, Mr. Shen of the Finn, Seaman Shen? Why don't you give me a medicine check? Very nice. Now it looks like Laz. It looks like she'll recover normally with time and just eating and drinking. But Malkar, he's gone a little mad because of all of his uncontrollable shuddering and his screams and his moans but you're able to ascertain you could use a lesser restoration spell on him to bring him out of this madness that he's suffering from. Because he doesn't have a serious bout of madness, but he is definitely suffering from a lesser level of it. So a lesser restoration could do Malkar some good.
All right. I'll cast Lesser Restoration on him.
Okay. He snaps out of it almost instantly, Shen. And he says, we have to get Hrakamar back. They can't get into. They cannot get into the vault. And he kind of looks over towards Laz, and he says, "They cannot. Those newts cannot get into the vault, unless that is very true."
Can we ask what's in this vault?
There is great riches that we have produced and stored in the vault. The vault is a place where that's where we keep most of our ore. Thousands upon thousands of ore bars of ore. All kinds of
Ask 'em.
ingots.
Durganoth, ask him about that. Describe that equipment that you seen all the creatures around back the other direction.
What are those strange machines you have in the north?
Oh, that's how we smelt our iron. That's how we smelt our adamantine. That's where we keep all of the ore in the vault. But are you talking about the large machines, the 6 large machines that are pumping the liquid magma? Yeah,
Yes.
those sift all of the impurities out of the magma. And then that's when we smelt it into bars. And the fire newts know that we have a lot of adamantine, and we're not opening we're basically just playing stupid to them. But they've been trying to forge keys to get into the vault, which is heavily guarded. it's almost impenetrable.
I'll look at the party and I'll just be like, we can't leave them here. There's no way they'd be safe if we left them here.
Are they able to fight? Are you able to fight?
No, with your medicine check, they're definitely in no condition to fight, especially Malkar. He's going to recover. Laz will definitely recover quicker than he will, but it looks like he's probably taken the blunt of the beatings. But no, they're in no shape to fight. That's for sure. And they even say that they'll stay there and just leave some food and some water, and they tell you if you can help liberate Harakamar from the fire newts, then maybe there will be something in it for you if we can get the vault open.
We don't want to drag them into a fight if they can't even help defend themselves. They just become a liability.
Yeah, that's what they would be.
I say we leave them some rations and tell them to stay put. If they see any of the creatures, to put on airs that their condition is not improved. Tell them to hide the food in the water. And apparently we're going to have to fight some fire newts. Ask them if they know about any strengths or weaknesses for the fire newts.
I believe that one of our wizards that we had tried to use fire on them, but it seems like they were immune to fire. And it seems they also spoke Draconic. But some of them would speak Common, and they would speak Dwarvish to us. As one of the pieces of machinery would break down, then they would bring either Laz or myself, which were the two last engineers of Harakamar. And when we did not want to help them, then they would basically, in Laz's, they would beat Malkar so bad that she would just cave in and help them anyway.
Do you know how many there are?
Oh, there's probably several dozen of them. Yeah, there's at least several dozen of them. Yes. And as of late, there's actually been a clan of kobolds that actually have been attacking this place as well. They've come from right behind you, actually, down the double tracks. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah, those tracks, they travel about 40 miles southward to this place called the Wormheart Mine. But as of recently, it has been taken over by a dragon named Zindelar, or Zendalor. And these kobold minions, they're trying to find tribute for their dragon god. So they've been coming here as well. But it's
What was
passable.
the name of it?
It's called the Wormheart Mine. And it's been taken over by a dragon named Zindalar. And I'll put the name of the dragon in chat. It's called the Wormheart Mine. And the dragon's name is Zindalar, or Zindalor. And he tells you that the tunnel is passable, and in fact you can basically take a ride in the rail carts, and you can pretty much travel the entire length. But beware, because there are many denizens of the Underdark that dwell, and he kind of looks over towards Nathray the Drow. And there's carrion crawlers, giants, poisonous spiders, and now all of these kobolds. But Zindalar is a red dragon. Not of an old age. It's a younger dragon. But Zendalar is pretty fierce from what I understand, and Zendalar has amassed quite a great mound of wealth that she sleeps on. We gave the kobolds some gold so they would leave us alone. Everything that we had, we gave it to them so they wouldn't, they wouldn't basically kill us.
What can we use to strike a deal with them to help us fight the fire newts?
Possible. But then they could backstab you, and then you're going to have double the trouble on you at one time.
Not interested in fighting a fight on two fronts.
Mm-hmm.
How about starting a fight and then just mopping up what's left?
The kobolds are 40 miles away.
It'll take you a day's travel.
Either that or we fight a couple dozen fire newts by ourselves.
Yes. So what do you think, adventurers? Well, you just keep getting more and more stuff offered to you, don't you?
I vote we deal with the problem in front of us.
Yeah, let's take this one problem at a time, guys.
The kobolds is probably going to involve a red dragon at some point.
Yeah, I don't trust the kobolds.
At least it's not an ancient red dragon. Like I'm looking at my ancient red dragon miniature right now.
Anyone else speak Draconic?
Actually, I do. Just don't ask me how I learned it.
There's someone other than Brunhilde?
Yeah, there was this other incident, but that can wait for another day.
Maybe that can wait until the next time you guys have a long rest around the campfire, huh?
Yeah.
I took it as an elective at the university.
At your local Thieves Guild 101. Seems like you guys are going to go north then.
So it sounds like these fire newts are up to no good, guys. What do we go take care of them?
I believe we should.
Well, Malkar and Laz, they tell you that they are going to stay put where they are now. And plus, Shen, they are in no condition to fight either. So now that we know that you guys are going north, how about we let's take a couple minute break. Let's come back at about 5:50 or so. Anyways, as we digress, I think you guys want to go north and look for some fire newts, or do you want to go south and look for a young red dragon? Ooh,
North.
I feel like they want to do both eventually.
you guys are
But one at a time.
level 5. You might be able to handle a dragon. Remember, if you were going into a no-win situation, I would warn you guys. You know what I mean?
It wouldn't be
just let you walk
wouldn't
right
be
in
the
and
first
die.
time we took on a dragon, and we beat the last one
Well,
pretty epically.
Yeah, but I got melted.
All right, adventure.
That was one of my favorite episodes too, because like we just egged that dragon on so much that day.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
That day, Dave's just like, all right, roll initiative.
Let's just do it. Let's just get it over with because it was inevitable anyway. So, oh, too good, man. Too good.
I think I know what my role is. You guys ready to do this?
So both
Do your thing.
of the dwarves, like I said, they're gonna stay back.
I'm gonna give I only have one to spare, so I'm just gonna put one of my daggers on the ground and say, "Here, if you guys need to defend yourself desperately." I suggest hiding it if you get caught, though, as long as you can.
They thank you for that. They say, in case the kobolds come back, my friend, I'll kill as many as I can before they take my life. You guys want to kill some fire newts? I like it. She was like, fireball! But you know that they're immune to fire, so... You guys remember Big Dirt actually attacking
Recommend
Tiamat with a
checking grass.
fireball? You guys remember that? Even though...
Oh yeah.
and he knew that he was immune, and the next round he just did it again anyway. Because Big Dirt was totally smashed, man. That was one of the few times that he was smashed. That was so funny. Everybody gave him so much crap for that. All right, gentlemen. You guys are going fire newt hunting.
Yes, sir.
I pull my cloak up and walk down the bridge.
So we got a couple of perks. Don't forget, Darg, you got one. Nothray, you've been bought one, and which is basically a reroll anytime, Nothray. That does not take your inspiration that you have. And then also, Omi, you have one also. So 3 of you guys have those. And then you'll also be blessed with take this, you pricks, as well. You'll have +1 to all of your attacks for the next combat. If there is a combat, you'll have +1. So there you go. So what do you think?
I'm doing my scouty.
Thank you for the follows, guys. Totally appreciate it. Shan, thank you. All right, looks like you're going point. The corridor
Oh wait, did I
is
forget to
due
push
north.
tab?
For what?
I didn't know if you heard me when I said I was going to go scouting.
Yeah. Well, I just hadn't uncovered the area of the map for you yet. But you can see that there's another corridor here. I'll just go ahead and open this up as you start to move to the north. And as you start to make your way north, you can start to see up ahead, and with your dark vision and all that other good stuff. Not dark vision, but I'm just gonna. This is everything that your cloak just makes you, very almost to the point of where nothing's going to be able to see you. So, but anyway, up ahead you see some mine carts, and you can also hear this sort of like this shrilling sound, and almost sort of like more wings kind of flapping. And in this first little, as you get to about right here, on the left-hand side, you can see that there's these very tall, two-legged, ostrich-looking creatures, and there's 6 of them in this first cave, and they're all tied up. You can see that there's harnesses that are hanging on the earthen walls, and they do not notice you at all.
Do we have a picture of these?
I am looking right now for one. I think I might actually have one. You actually beat me to. Yes, I think we do. Yes. This is pretty much what it would look like.
I want one.
Long pointy beak, very sharp long claws, and that's actually a fire newt that's on it. But of course, there are some saddles. There's not really saddles, but seems like there's harnesses that would connect onto these mining carts, and then these giant striders putting two and two together, the striders will basically pull the carts around the complex, and that's how they're getting this ore and these bars from point A to point B, is by using these striders for the labor for pulling the carts. But there's a total of 12 of these things, as I said. There's 6 in the chamber up here, and then towards the very northern part of the chamber, there's another corridor that has 6 more. And then there's some flatbed rail carts and some mining carts up here too. And then you can see how the tracks kind of curve back towards the giant smelting room. But they pay you no attention. They don't even notice that you're there, Darganoth.
I think I found like a dozen of their mounts. These weird ostriches. I honestly kind of want one for myself. These little, big ostrich-looking things. You know what an ostrich is?
Some kind of bird that hides its head in the sand.
Yeah, like a bird bigger than me.
I remember when we went to the zoo one time when I was a kid, and we were at this like ostrich petting place, and my mom was feeding this ostrich, and she said, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and this thing spit right in my mom's face. I mean, it looked like Ghostbusters. It looked like she had been slimed. that thing pumped out such a huge loogie, man. Oh man, my mom's face was just absolutely covered, man. It was so funny. My dad was laughing so hard. I remember my mom slugged my dad for laughing. It was funny. And I mean, my brother and I started laughing. It was just a snowball effect from there. Then everybody else started laughing. Oh yeah, my mom was so embarrassed.
But oddly enough, I found 12 of these things. They look like they might be mounts because there's harnesses and stuff around. And I don't see, so far in all my scouting, I haven't seen anywhere where more of these giant standing lizard people could come from. And like I said, I only saw just over half a dozen of them before. So I don't know how he got these dozens of them numbers.
Well,
Yeah.
perhaps we can dispatch of the ones that we've seen and pass mounts all around.
You're so wanting to break that folding boat out on that lava. I know you are.
Yeah, no, it's I don't have it coated in lava proof.
Well, I'll look down the line. I'll be like, well, there's 5 of us, and there's at least a dozen of these mounts. Maybe we could set a few free to be a distraction.
Yeah,
That sounds like a
idea.
good plan. They split up in even numbers, or
This would be pretty interesting.
We can distract half of the numbers, fight the other half. But before they know it, they come back, we even out the numbers again.
I'd recommend setting the ones free. There's some just around the corner up here. To the left.
I think I'll have some fun with this. I think we'll just initiate the entire encounter right now.
all right. I'll buy into that. Omi, what do you think?
They can't hear me talking. Only
Yeah, we
you
could
guys
try
can.
that.
Can you play a spoon song of soothing for the savage beasts?
Of course I can.
Oh, they aren't gonna like that.
But who wants to set them free?
I vote dark.
Why don't you set one free, Dark, and see what it does?
Should we let the dwarves set them free? Maybe they use them.
Is there anyone here that's good with animals? I mean,
Yeah, the dwarves say that those aren't theirs.
Oh, they're
Who's
not
good
the
at-
dwarves. So these probably belong to the fire newts then.
Anyone good with animals?
Certainly
give it a
not
go.
me.
No.
I got a little bit of animal handling training.
You got a little bit of animal handling in you? Do you
Yeah,
want
yeah.
some?
Maybe you should be the one to deal with this.
You know, you have to keep the livestock on the ship when you're out to sea calm, so it don't freak out. So you can
I think I'm going to have some fun with this. Why not, right? So what do you think, guys?
I'll go up here and peek around the corner and see what I see inside there.
I'm just getting out of the way. Just in case.
Peek around the corner, you just like I had told Darg, you see 3 of these huge striders. They are tied up. They also have some mounting harnesses and stuff on the walls, probably as how they would actually hook these striders up to the carts or the flatbed carts that are up to the north of you.
And I'll
Give me a stealth check, by the way.
stealth check? You want me to do a stealth check?
I sure do. Anytime that I can have someone in heavy armor do a stealth check, you know I'm going to do it. So yeah, as you make so much noise going up to the striders, these things are starting to become a little perturbed, and they're starting to get a little restless as all 3 of these striders in the southern, chamber, they see you there, and they're getting restless for sure.
And I'll try to approach calmly, trying to soothe them as I approach.
You gonna give me an animal handling check for that, bud? Oh, Shen, as you not only are you startling them with your heavy armor and your disadvantage, and you're going up to these things trying to soothe them. To no avail, these things just turn on you quicker than anything. So these things start screeching, and this screech is very loud, and it starts to echo throughout all of the chambers. And as this happens, the other cave, the other small little tunnel there, you can start hearing the other striders. Now they're getting infuriated. And then also to the east, you can also start to hear a lot of action coming from the chamber where the smelting machines are. So the strider sees you there. You see the strider. This thing tries to lash out at you now, because I don't know, how are you trying to calm this thing? I want to know how you're calming this thing down. Oh shit!
Approaching gently, gingerly, not making direct eye contact.
Don't look in my eyes. No eye contact.
Trying to be,
I think this
trying
thing
to.
sees you as a giant walking pork chop. I think that's
Excellent.
what it sees. Yeah, I think it's what it sees, because as you're kind of like reaching your hand out and trying to be calm with it, this thing just turns at you and jumps up into the air and tries to slash at you with its massive talons, and also tries to bite you. And when it tries to bite you, all of a sudden you can see that there is a smoke starting to come out of its nostrils. So go ahead and roll initiative, everybody, as the fun
Excellent.
starts. Yeah, I know this is what you guys wanted anyway, so let's just do it. Oh, nice roll on me. Shen
I'm
with a
rolling
2. You're one
perfectly
better
today.
than the last roll, yeah. Ooh, not the best rolls, but that's okay. 0. Let's get your initiative, and then we'll go on. We'll go on with it.
So am I first?
I don't see your initiative.
Oh, let me try again.
There we go. There it is. All right. So let's go to round 1, and Omi, you were kind of expecting something, watching the M1 Abrams tank walk down the hallway, causing sparks. Yeah. So all of a sudden, you can hear this going on. And what are you doing? You're first in the combat tracker.
I'm gonna move up to here to see what's going on. And oh no, Shen, what did you do? Do I see all three of them from here?
Oh yeah, they're the first ones actually snapped the tether, which they weren't really tied on too well anyway. It was just kind of like I guess the lead that's on their beak was just kind of draped over the railing there. But yeah, it's come loose. It's trying to bite at Shen, old Shen of the Fin.
I look back and say, "Hey guys, Shen's in trouble up here. We need some help." I pull out a spoon and cast the bane on these three things.
All right. Wow, all three failed their saving throws. So nice. Charisma saving throws failed. They are all affected by this bane.
Then I say, "Darganath, get up here. Shen needs some help." I'll give Darganath some bardic inspiration.
All right. Let's go ahead and start. As you hear the chamber to the upper right, where the double tracks kind of take a right turn, you can hear a lot of commotion coming from there as well. So I am gonna start doing some things. All right. Let's go with a giant strider. There's really nothing that the giant strider in the corner can do. Not right now. So you're kind of safe from that. Let's go ahead and start doing some other things here. Going to start taking some movement. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. So you can see a fire newt. Wow, it's actually raining here again. This is the second day in a row that we've got rain here in El Paso. Holy cow. The first 28 days I was here, solid blue sky. Not a cloud in the sky, but the last 2 days have just been torrential downpours. It's crazy. So you can see a fire newt coming around the corner, and it is waving a scimitar around. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. All right. Giant strider here. I'm guessing that... Yeah. I'm guessing that this thing would probably... What kind of... Okay, it doesn't have... Oh. Yeah, this thing's going to reach around the other giant strider and try to bite you, Shen. The one in the back with Bane is a 20, which is a hit. So you're going to take a total of 5 minimum damage. Darganoth, you're up. Even though they got a 5-foot reach, I'm giving them a 10-foot reach because they were large.
I'm going to try to run. Oh, you don't have us locked right now?
I do not have you locked right now, no.
5, 10, 15. Yeah, I want to try to run up to here and stab around Shen.
Sure.
Yeah, I should have enough movement to do all that.
You got a 10-foot reach?
Can I do the move into the space, stab around them, and then move back out?
No, you can't move into a friendly target space and do an attack now. You can do a ranged attack if you want. He's in the way. I mean, it'll be a -2, but at least you'll be able to get an attack in. But you can't move in and attack and move back out.
Sounds good. Okay, cool. Then I'll just I think I'll smack that one in the back. Well, no, the one right in front of him then.
Okay.
As I throw a blast from my other hand.
Nice hit. Eldritch Blast hits. Smashes into it. Have you changed your base damage for Eldritch Blast yet? Because that is a cantrip, right?
I just but I just get 2 blasts now.
Okay, they don't. Does that go
I didn't
up?
mean to double click.
No, that's okay. No, my question is for Eldritch Blast, does it raise damage at level 5 and level 9 like the other cantrips do?
No, I just get I get more blasts, and now I can throw 2 of them in a round.
Okay, all right. No,
So
I
that
meant the base damage would go from like 1d10 to like 2d10. That's what I mean. Cause
that's what I'm
cantrips-
saying. In a sense, it does, but only because I get to throw a second blast.
Okay, all right, I got you.
So instead of increasing the damage, it increases the number of them you can throw.
Okay, so your first one did 7. I'll take 5 damage off. And go ahead and attack with your second. All right, that's a hit, so we'll go ahead and we'll use that other 5. So I'll put the 5 back on. So
Okay, I need to chill out with the clicking.
that's okay. Don't worry about it. I got it. It's all fixed. Not a problem. And yeah, nice shot. Nice shooting, Tex. No pun intended. All right, he moves back. All right, let's go ahead and do some more movement.
I did draw my rapier as I was running up there too, just so it's aware that I have one in my hand.
Okay. All right, so a giant strider breaks free. So that's 10, 20, 25, 30. A giant strider comes from around the corner. And this giant strider is going to go ahead and do it's going to hurl a gout of flame, and it's going to hit right in between all of you guys, and it's going to explode. So this thing is going to, oh wow, this is cool. I like Fireburst.
I don't think I do.
So let's give you guys a couple of saving throws, and you guys have the effects from Bless as well. I know you have something on there. You got advantage on saving throws. I think that was from me, right? Yeah.
Encouragement.
Yeah, it was.
So you guys are all successful, but you're still going to take a little bit of fire damage, which you will take 8 apiece, which it looks like. Let's see. Partially resisted. Let's see. Where is the damage? It doesn't look like you guys took damage.
It went to our temporary hit points.
Ah, that's right. The temps. That's right. And your Omi, your concentration was a success. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next creature in the tracker, which is 10, 15, 20, 25. In fact, it's going to stop here. Drop another firebomb on you guys. Here's your save. Success, except for Shen, you failed. You guys will take 6 or 13. Omi, you were successful again. And then this thing runs up, and it looks like it is engaging Darganoth. The Strider that's on you does do a bite, Shen. And the bite with Bane is a miss at a 9.
I don't think I took damage.
That's well, you had 10 hit points then, right? It would have had to been. Says you took half, so you should have taken 6 damage. Well, you've got 7 wounds on you, so.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah, I
looks
read
like
it wrong. My bad. I did
it's
it.
okay.
I read it wrong.
No, not a problem, man. All right, so now we've got you guys are really starting to hear a lot of commotion, and Darg and Omi. You can actually see that there's a couple of fire newts that are coming around the corner. You can see this fire newt right here. All right, where's he at? All right, this one shows up around the corner. You can see him wielding a scimitar. You can also see this fire newt here. And I've got some other movement that I'm doing with the other fire newts. This fire newt moves all the way up, runs around the corner, moves right in the middle. You guys cannot attack though, because of the. It is basically can't do anything because of it. Use a dash action to get to you. All right, so I've got a couple more fire newts that are kind of coming around the corner. 40, 50. One moves here. Another fire newt. $55, $60. Cannot do anything. Double movement. All right, Nothray, this is your first turn in the tracker.
Yep.
Look at Zero hiding in the crevice over there. I like it.
This is looking pretty scary.
Yeah.
Just curious if I should start attacking the two on the bottom or go
You
up
can
and
blame
up
that on
guys.
Shen. You can blame that on Shen for trying to be nice to it.
Yeah, 3, they're coming from all directions. Get up here.
Damn
Yeah.
angry birds.
So you guys are yelling at me to come to you, or should I just go attack the other?
It's up to you.
I can
You're
attack them from here, right?
You can see the fire newt that's straight ahead. Remember, you have this line of sight issue here with the. You're still in like a corridor, so.
Right. But
But
if
you
I
can-
come here, I can attack this one, right?
You could you could attack fire newt number 1, and then you can also see the fire newt warrior 22 behind you and 3 that's coming down the corridor. So yeah, you could potentially block that path. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack Fire Newt Warrior 1.
Yeah, it looks like they've got you guys kind of pinned in there. You know what I mean? They're swarming you from all directions, and you know those birds. They are dropping. They're dropping these fire turds on you that are exploding.
So you said we get extra +1 bonus? To
You
our
do. Yep.
attack.
Plus
Do I
1.
need to add that in?
Yeah, in the modifier box in the lower left-hand corner, just put a 1 in there. You don't have to type in plus. You can just do a 1.
Where it says bonus?
It says modifier, very bottom left-hand corner box with 0 in it. You just put a 1 in there. And then it will, whenever you do your attack, it will take that into consideration and add that +1 in there. Do you see it?
Actually, I don't. Sorry.
No, in the very bottom lower left-hand corner, there's your dice, and then to the left of your dice, there's a little box that says modifier 0. Hopefully you see that. Maybe you have something on top of it. Did you move your chat box or something like that? Did you move anything around on your user interface?
No, I see like my longsword +1. See a +6.
Does everybody else see their modifier box on there?
Yeah, it's underneath the chat
Yeah,
on
it's
the
under-
bottom left.
Yeah, very bottom left. There's a
All the
square.
way in the left,
Oh,
bottom left corner.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, modify. You just put a 1 in there, and then that will be your bonus.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
So this is your.
Alright.
That's okay. This is your first time using Fantasy Grounds, then.
No, I've used it. Just like I said, I've never used it to the level that you guys use. I don't know all.
Right on.
Um,
It's not a problem. We'll help you out. It's not a problem at all. So yeah, once you do that, and you look at that, his first attack. Look at that, critical hit. Nice job.
Well done.
So
Yeah,
go ahead,
alright.
go ahead and roll your damage, and it will automatically add in an extra die for you. All right, very nice. You do a total of 12 to the fire newt